Yes, all right. So basically, Robert, you did spoil it for anybody who might have not known, but I'm sure if you're watching this, you have known already that something happened with Seth Rollins after this segment. Basically, right when Drew McIntyre ran away. Well, you know what? Let me start it from the beginning. I got to cover it from the beginning. If I'm going to talk about this whole Bronson Reed thing, it really started with the fact that Sheamus was facing Ludwig Kaiser earlier in the night. And this match, believe it or not, had massive implications for the night. You wouldn't have known it just from looking at it. But the fact that this match was on the card really irked Bronson Reed because Bronson Reed didn't get on the card despite the fact that he beat Sheamus last week. So he shows up to Adam Pearce's office. He's like, what the fuck is up with that? You know, which is cool. I like that. He's serious about his wrestling. So he's like, you know what? If I'm not going to get opportunities, I'm going to, blaze my own trail, basically, is what he said. And we didn't really know what that meant. But later in the night, when this guy CM Punk was going out there to bloviate, waste time on the mic in front of everybody, and Seth Rollins came out and they were about to fight.
just one of the best promos in the business is just what the hell is he doing with the mic?
Maybe
get him off quickly too, so we can focus on Bronson fucking Reed. Are you kidding me right now?
Well, maybe he's one of the best promos in the business, but that wasn't one of the best promos in the business. Okay, and thankfully,
but Jesus Christ,
thankfully Drew McIntyre came out to talk some sense and reason amongst all these people. And, CM Punk got pissed off at him and ran off to fight him and left Seth Rollins in the ring. So this is where we left off in our last segment. So Bronson Reed shows up out of nowhere and blindsides Seth Rollins with his massive body and basically proceeds to give him like 500 tsunami bombs off the top rope again and again and again.
But
here's an example of what that looks like.
Yeah, that's a great looking move.
Yeah, and there's Seth Rollins selling it pretty well. So if I could just go through some images here for the lucky people on YouTube who are watching this, you get to see some pictures. If you're on audio podcast, I'll try to describe it to you, but basically Bronson Reed is this big, badass looking, huge monster guy with a bunch of tattoos. And all these people in suits and security are trying to get him out of the ring, but he's just not going to listen to them, and they can't stop him. And this is him. I don't know how many tsunami bombs he hit, but he went up there, I think, at least five or six times.
I want to say six. But I could be wrong.
And here's Seth Rollins spitting up blood. And obviously he's going to get distracted with this, and this is going to take him away from the whole CM Punk thing. But, all right. So who would have thought Bronson Reed showing up on our top 5 angles this week? Because we only give time to really 5 angles on our show because we don't have time. But here he is, Bronson Reed. All right. Well, Robert, you gave this segment a thumbs up, just the fact the beatdown on Seth Rollins. You want to make any comments about it?
It was cool. I mean, it was also a surprise. I did not expect this. I had no idea this was coming, so,
So why not 2 thumbs up?
Huh?
Why not 2 thumbs up? You didn't think this was a really fantastic segment? I was very impressed by it, especially with Michael Cole.
I just thought it was good. It was good and it was surprising. I mean, it wasn't like I wasn't floored by it, but it was just really good. I mean, I don't really have much else to add. And I don't know if it looks like is this a way to. I'm not sure if this is a way to write off Seth Rollins from TV for a while, or if they're gonna.
Well, he's gonna have a match with Bronson Reed now.
Well, at some point, yeah. But I heard that Seth Rollins is hurt, from what I heard.
Yeah.
So maybe this was their way of writing him off, I think.
Okay, all right. Robert, not floored by this scene. What about Vlad? Vlad gave this 2 thumbs up, just like me. So.
I definitely love this scene. Maybe because I've been waiting for someone to beat the shit out of Seth Rollins for like
Man, we're just like bashing him today
for like 3. But this was fantastic. I mean, he just walloped him, man. 6 of those. First of all, those are devastating looking moves. That's a great looking move. Fantastic. I mean, I like Reed a lot. I mean, they haven't done a lot of stuff with him, or as much as you could with him. He's a could be a great heelish, big. I think, or at least traditionally, just by the look of him, like I just think of like the territory days, or maybe even like the '90s, like in the mid '90s, he would have been like a monster heel type personality. I don't know, but they haven't done enough with him yet. But this could be the beginning of something, and I like that. And it was really great how he just proceeded to beat the crap out of him, the internal bleeding part of it. Now, again, like
and
Robert
the commentator
said,
sold it too, huh?
Well, the thing is with the commentary, Michael Cole, since Vince McMahon is no longer with the company and not in his ear, has been great, pretty much great, now that he doesn't have Vince McMahon in his ear. So, I mean, I know Michael Cole used to take a lot of crap, and he's not really good, and he just says whatever. But he's only been saying what Vince wanted him to say. But now that Vince is not in his ear, he's been a lot better. I mean, anybody can see that. So, yeah, Michael Cole's been great, and he made this thing really, really impactful, which was the point of it. It was supposed to get this guy over, and it did. It did. I mean, or at least it made you interested to see what happens next with him. Now, yeah, it looks like Seth's going to be injured, maybe based on some of the talk going on around wrestling community, but you would assume once he comes back that this would be right. You got to go back. You got to fight the guy that injured you, right? So either way, eventually it's going to lead to something.
Well, do you think it's really going to lead to anything for Bronson Reed, Vlad, or is this just going to be a thing where they feed him to Seth so Seth can get a win?
I don't know. I mean, well, that's a good point. I mean, is he just going to end up jobbing to Seth eventually anyways? Maybe, but maybe not for a while. But maybe they could build him up in the meantime, you know? So at least get him on TV and get him some wins and let him be that monster heel that he could be. He's got a great look, and he could definitely work. He moves amazing for a big guy. Tremendous.
Yeah.
And he just looks like a badass, right? He's a big, bulky, tattooed, badass-looking motherfucker. That's what when you see somebody like that, right? I'm sorry, I don't really want to cuss too much. I know, but you just look at the guy. That's what you think of when you see him. So I don't know. That's what I would push him.
Yeah, and I've liked his promos. I've liked his promos and his backstage stuff with Adam Pearce. I think he looks serious and. He doesn't treat the business like a joke, so yeah. I think he deserves a little push.